Hello everybody, this is Agnes from I Create Art Studio. Today we're going to create another project and it's going to be Colourful Town. We're going to sketch the composition by pencil. We need pencil and paper. I'm going to use watercolor paper. If you don't have watercolor paper, I suggest you to use strong Bristol board and you can cut or use whatever size would you like to have. We're going to finish this project by special water-soluble tempera paint. Look like water-soluble pastels. So as you see, they're very thick. Water-soluble pastel also going to work. If you decide to make smaller one, I suggest you to use watercolor crayons. So all of these materials, it's water soluble, or also watercolor pencils. So one of them, if the project is small, I suggest you use something what is more thin. It's easier to color and control the size. Okay, and crayons like this. We're going to first sketch the whole composition. First, we're going to separate part on the foreground, what we can see a little bit of the ground and the first line of the first street of our town. Take the half and then half from the half. Now we have half of the whole piece and then we have another half over here. So we're going to use this line as the edge of the ground. Rest of the up to this line going to be, let's say, only the building line. I'm not gonna make them straight, so some kind of like this. It's gonna be a little bit more imaginary, abstract place, so you can use whatever line you want. And I like to have this gonna be like a second line. I want to have something in front of this one, so this is blocked by something else here. And as you see, I use a little bit thicker line and this one is a little bit thinner, so give me kind of illusion this is front, this is on the back. Okay, and I start build my town. Obviously, rectangle going to be the shape what I'm going to use most. Sometimes this going to be thicker, sometimes thin. I already make it very thin. So this is the first line, first street of my town. The buildings can be different and they build beside each other, very close, or sometimes have a gap. But let's say this one, okay, this is gonna be a little bit shorter, but still thick. One more here. So more like a square. This one is more like a rectangle. I try to make dynamic different pieces, yes, so. Okay, maybe something very different. I still can change, it's a process, yes. I'm gonna see how this is gonna look after when I finish the rest of it. So first, and will be nice if they have roofs. For the roofs, I'm going to use triangle or trapezoid shapes. Also different look, yes. And sometimes you can decide, maybe for example, this building can be just beside each other, but sometimes some of them can dominate the rest of it, yes. So this is going to have triangle. Always a little bit longer than the wall. Very simple shapes. And then I'm going to make something behind. They build a little bit higher, so it's some kind of street behind of this wall. Okay, I still need to continue the building here. So this is pretty high. This is a little bit lower. I'm going to have something very high over here. The highest element. So I need to decide how much space I have. I want to put a little bit higher than this, but lower than that. Obviously, I'm using very simple shapes, but if you want to play with shapes more unusual, you can do it. This is your artistic decision. Okay, so different size of rectangles, maybe kind of squarey look too. Different size of trapezoid and triangles, different look let it be also, as you see. Look at these triangles, and I'm kind of happy about that. So okay, now I can decide which building is just a apartment building. Maybe some of the building can be like a city hall building. So for example, we can make some, especially on the towers, yes, or the big one, we can make some kind of decoration. Try to make a circle, to make a clock. Try to make now details of it. Don't make too many details. Yes, okay. Maybe this one can clean up more often. Usually I'm not using this eraser, but because it's thin, so I can. Okay. So details like doors doesn't need to be in the middle. When it's big size of the paper, you can make extra details of frames of door, frames of windows. Yes, if you don't have big one size like me, you just stay with the color of, we're gonna use marker after. So first floor, don't forget, try to make the same, don't make the windows wherever, try to make one floor. The distance between the windows and the size supposed to be similar, okay? Doesn't need to be exactly, but there you are. So you make a line. This can be different each floor can have a different windows, but try to make the windows on the one line. That means one floor, yes? Even I don't know yet. It's gonna be sun or moon. And my light, wherever it's gonna be, light from the sun or light from the moon, it's going to change. But because I'm gonna have markers here, I need to kind of continue the idea over here too, my friends. So I'm going to see, it's very different, this vertical line with this curved one. So I like to make some even more dynamic. We need to use permanent markers, basically Sharpie, and we're gonna use black one. Need to be permanent because we're going to use water to activate the tempera sticks, so the black ink from the markers cannot be activated. That's why it need to be permanent. Whatever marker you're going to use, whatever color you're going to use, need to be permanent. Okay, so we don't want a too thick line. Don't forget, then this one, this Sharpies, it's gonna be enough thick for this size. And even sometimes when it's used, the line, it's maybe too much thick when it's pretty new. As you see, this is the same marker, but because it's new, so the line is thinner. Obviously you can use this one, but this one gonna be used mostly for the windows and maybe for the sky, for kind of details, mostly for the details. So I'm going to decide to take this one, the new one, and I start with the foreground because the line on the foreground, first line of the city, and this one can be the most strongest one, the most thicker. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do, I'm covering pencil, but as you see, I little bit make my job different than I do by markers. Sometimes I make it thinner, some I make a double line, make it thicker. I can separate, especially on the front ones. I can make it kind of more detailed, yes? I don't want them to look the same. We're not outlining. Please, my friends, have this in your mind. Then we're not outlining. We're following the pencil, but we're not outlining. We try to kind of sketch now by thin or thicker line or shade. By, you see, this one a little bit thinner. By thicker and thinner line. are already going to have kind of illusion, then this is first, this is second. This is on the front, this is behind. Just by trick of thicker and thinner line. Okay. I'm not sure about the buildings, but let's use this marker. The best things to do, first to cover the roofs of the building which is on the front. So we need to be sure then we're not going to draw something what's supposed to be behind. Those is between, yes? So kind of between. This one is dominate this one. And again, smaller, thinner line, yes? And doesn't need to be. Okay. Doesn't need to be the same line, okay? And the line under the roofs, this one, can be a little bit thicker. So have illusion of more shape. And now I'm going to do, maybe front can be by this. You see, when I'm not pressing my marker, the line can be pretty thin, but obviously we need to change the marker when we're going to on the second line of buildings. I'm correcting a little bit the size of the windows because, and look, I'm sketching, I'm not making rectangles. I try to make the same size, but as you see, they're not perfectly the same one. So I'm kind of shading. You see? Oh, one more thing. When you're drawing a rectangle, please don't try to go around. Like make a one line, parallel line, and try to connect them. If you're kind of doing things like this, you're gonna have hard time to shade your rectangle. So again, parallel line and connecting, yes? Doesn't need to be perfect connection. Don't try to draw around because even it's hard to do a nice rectangle. Project is ready to color. I decide, have kind of idea of sunset and cool version of, so there you are, sunset, one family color here. And then my town is going to be in the cool colors, cool family colors. And this part, it's going to be warm again. As I said before, you can use water-soluble crayons, watercolor crayons. Okay, if you have a small project and if you have those kind of materials, obviously it's easy easier to control when you're using crayons. Pencil crayons, it's even thinner. So before we activate by water, you can very easily, if it's small paper. So my sunset. Everybody can color this town different way, yes? So you just need to design. Let me take some colors for my project, okay? So yeah, white gonna work for everybody anyway. So this is going to be for the sun. You want a sunset, so maybe more warm color. For cool colors, I have a lot of cool colors to make my town monochromatic. I'm going to start with my sunset colors. Obviously my white can make my colors lighter, but also at the same time we can a little bit lose the brightness. But we'll see how it works. This part's supposed to be the lightest one. This is baby wipes. Wet. If you need more water, you can spray your piece. We do like a finger puppet. So the baby wipes we can basically paint by finger very gently, smudge it. Oh, be sure then you don't have the color, the wrong color on your finger puppet. There you are. Yeah, it's getting dry too fast, so we need to activate these things right away. Obviously I'm following, too messy. I'm following my sunset round, so it doesn't need to be perfect, but the shade of the sunset, it's done. So now I'm going to my cool color, so I need to wash my fingers well. If you can follow the idea, then this light have an impact on your roofs. We can still change, make them darker, so it's better to start with lighter colors, and then if you don't like it, make them darker, then opposite, yes? the white windows, but we can need to use actually, guys, paint to not leave it untouched. Warm colors on the front. So this is supposed to be the brightest one. I'm gonna start with this one. Maybe a little bit sparkliness. Okay, let's put some cold water. And baby wipes. Okay, couple touches with colorful windows, make it more vibrant and more details. Okay, so now it's time to take the tape. And our project is done. And can you imagine when it's big poster, like huge size of it? The poster size can be nice impact on your wall, a nice colorful project. Look, like this. So the project is done. I hope you enjoy. I hope you create your own simple but colorful and for sure impressive, can be even big poster. I hope some of you decide to make very big size of it. I will be happy to see. So if you're done and you enjoy and proud of your project, please send me a copy. Thank you. Bye.